All right, so welcome to part one of this Eating Healthy Consistently workshop. And again, I am so excited and so proud of each and every one of you for showing up live today or showing up to the replay, for starting this new year, prioritizing your health and your well-being, and prioritizing a little self-exploration right now, to better understand yourself. I think this is like the best gift that one can ever give to ourselves, because when you understand yourself better, that's when you can feel like happier, energized, and have a greater like purpose in life. So this workshop has been specifically designed for self-employed women, but of course it's going to work for like women and men as well. But these are the women I want to really support because they are close to my heart, and it's linked to my personal story, which I will explain a bit later. And I really want you to feel at ease around food and eat the food that truly supports your health, and that will in turn support your business as well, right? Because how you fuel your body is going to fuel your mind as well, and how you're going to then grow and show up in your business. And so the thing is that what I've seen time and time again, and that I've experienced as well for many years, is that coming to the new year, we set this intention, right? Like we set the intention of eating healthy, moving our bodies, and doing this kind of things. And the thing is that we know what we want. Everybody knows how they want to feel, and that they want to eat healthy because they know that it's going to support their long-term health. But the thing is that if we're setting the same intention or goals year after year after year, we need to face the harsh reality that something is not working for us, right? I don't want you to feel bad about it. I just want you to like being aware of it, and I'm pretty sure you're aware of it, otherwise you will not be here today. And so this workshop is designed for you to go on that self-exploration. I'm gonna like support you, accompany you to better understand why you haven't been able to stick with certain like healthy eating intention, and why nothing seems to work, right? There is a reason to it, and I want to help you explore that and introduce you to a new approach to food that is kinder and that is relying on your body and not on external things to tell you what to eat, when to eat, and how much to eat, right? Because that's the default, and we're going to dive deep into that today. Just wanted to let you know that I'm again very like applauding you for you deciding to be here today. It's important. We need to celebrate. I like to do like, this is my little like virtual dance that I do with my clients and everyone on Zoom, because once you tap into that knowledge of like understanding yourself at a deeper level, and understanding that your body is wise and that you can rely on it, and knowing how to do that, the possibilities are really endless. And when you fuel your body with the right food, with food that support your health, and it will like impact your mood, it will impact the way you move, it will impact your sleep, it will impact your drive, it will impact your business. Because I like this quote that says like, the level to which you grow personally is the level to which your business grow. And I'm sure that you can what is the not rely on it, but like connect to this, because like in the past I've seen, however, like my business growth has always been linked to how much I've decided to grow personally at a personal level. So before we get into it, I just want to tell you some things around like a little bonus that you are going to be able to win within this little workshop. Because change comes through action, right? We all know it. But only people who are going to take this action in this workshop, you're going to learn a lot of things. But I don't want you to just stay in the learning phase. I want you to do things. We're here to like make sure that you have a transformation, that you go through a breakthrough. And so I want to motivate you and make it even juicier for you to take that action. And for that, I'm going to make sure I'm going to offer an opportunity to win a scholarship in Nourishing Circle, which is my guided community experience that helps you discover how to nourish yourself intuitively and with mostly plant-based food, without feeling it like a chore or like that. And so that you can really stop worrying about food and be more focused at work and grow your business. And so this scholarship is going to be it's going to be like well, let me repeat. The way you can win that scholarship is that you will have, after each live, you have like, we're going to go through different prompts. And so when you will complete the prompts, you have like some sort of like breakthrough and like haha moments. And I want you to share those moments in the chat in Instagram. So if you haven't joined the chat yet, just like send me a DM at Ines Shubi on Instagram, and I will add you to the chat. So it's very important that you're in there so that you can participate and win that prize. And make sure to answer after each live. So you don't have to do it straight after. You can take some time and do the work properly. But the winner will be picked among the women who have completed the 3 prompts of the live and share their breakthrough, and will be picked at random out of all the women that participate. So just wanted to add a little like spice in the mix and a little like extra motivation for you to take the action, and a little gift for you. So know that the replays will be available until the end of next week. So you have 2 weeks to complete it. Again, this is made for you to take action and not say, okay, I will watch the replay, I will do this later, because your health, I don't want you to wait on your health. I want you to start taking action today, and you're already here. So let's do it, right? So now when it comes to like eating healthy, right? The thing is that we tend to do is we try to go towards different diets, right? Like this is the most common thing. And I'm sure that most of you, if not everyone, myself included, I've tried like many different diets. And the thing is that I had a big breakthrough the moment I realized that every time I was going on a diet, I thought I was truly trying something different, right? Like just like in business, if you're not reaching a goal that you have a strategy that you applied for, then you change the strategy and you're like, okay, I'm doing something different, I'm having a different strategy. So I'm expecting that I might this time get to my goal, right? But the thing is that all this time, if you've tried many different diets, you've been actually applying the same principles again and again and again. And those principles are such as like relying solely on your willpower, applying different restriction. Maybe they are different, but there are always this restriction, whether on what you eat, the quantities that you eat, or when you eat, right? And another principle that maybe you've been abiding by is like feeling guilty after eating forbidden food, right? Having good and bad food lists. All these are like the same principles. They're just disguised in another packaging by the diet industry. And they're like, okay, but this is new. Like you should try it. For sure, you're going to get there. You're going to achieve your goal. But actually what's inside is the same stinky shit. And it's the same principles. Sorry for the words, but like, this is what it is. And when you understand that you've been doing actually the same thing again and again and again, even though you thought it was different, and actually that's what is called insanity. I'm sure that you all heard like the saying by Einstein, like insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And so it's about time that we realize that all these strategies in the past were actually combined and all the same. It's all, we can put them in the diet or the diet culture. And that means that we need a different approach, because clearly, personally, tried it for 10 years, never worked for me. Didn't ever like make me feel good about myself, never made me want to eat healthier or like make those changes. And so I want to help you start looking inward at the solution and looking at your relationship with foods, because that's really where I think the answer lies. And understanding that this negative self-talk that you have in your mind right now in regards to the food and to your body is not yours. And we want to look at where it comes from, and that your body is wise. Your body is sending you signals at all time, but it's a matter of whether we are listening to them and then acting upon them or not. And so this is actually what's called like intuitive eating. And intuitive eating, it's, I don't know if ever like any of you have already been introduced to intuitive eating, like you can just raise your hand or just, yeah, okay. Some of you, great. And so for the ones that don't know what intuitive eating is, it is actually an approach to health and food. So see, I'm not saying just food. It's like overall health, like it's a holistic approach to health and food that has absolutely nothing to do with diets, with meal plans, with discipline, with willpower. This is good news. You don't need your willpower to get your transformation. And it's a personal process of honoring your health by paying attention to those messages of your body that it's sending you all the time, so that you can meet not only your physical need, like fueling your body with the food to have the energy, but your emotional needs. Because I'm sure you've like put 2 and 2 together by now, that food is not about just what we want to eat. It's also about how our emotion is driving us to eat certain food as well. And we're gonna talk more about that as well. And so learning to become an intuitive eater is like really learning to get in touch with those body cues, like hunger, fullness, satisfaction, and also learning to trust your body around food again, because that trust has been damaged by years of dieting. And at the end of the day, there is only you in your body. You are the expert of your body. I cannot feel your hunger levels. I cannot know what food you like. If I don't know when you feel sick or when you feel energetic, only you can know that. And so my mission is really to teach you how to become a master of you, and so that you don't have to rely on external cues such as like confusing nutrition information, fad diets, new trends, cultural habits, specific time to eat, etc. Right? And so I didn't create intuitive eating. It has been created by 2 registered dietitians, Evelyn Tribol and Elise Resch, in 1995. And it's based on their experience working with clients, and it is a science evidence based. So they have like conducted lots of trials and all this to show that it is a method that has been proven and works. And we're going to go through the process for yourself. I never want you to come to something and like, whether that's with me or anyone, and believe straight what they're saying, because you never know, right? I want you to experiment in your body if that works for you or not, because some things are true, but then they will not work for you specifically. So it's all about opening your mind, being curious, and experimenting. And that's what we're going to do. And so for those who don't know me, it's about time I introduce myself. I'll let you introduce you all of you. But I'm Ines Choubi. I am French, as you can probably tell from my accent, but I live in Melbourne in Australia, and I'm a plant-based and intuitive eating coach. And I dedicate myself to helping and supporting self-employed women to really end their love-hate relationship with food and their bodies, so that they can have more time, but more importantly, really more energy to grow their business. And I help them do that by giving them like simple recipes, very simple but delicious, because I'm French and I love my food. They're all like been approved by myself. And tools, giving you tools and helping you create a toolbox of your own to explore plant-based nutrition, intuitive eating, and also a little bit of Ayurveda, the science of India. And so I've created actually my community, a Nourishing Circle, that I touched on earlier, that I told you that you have an opportunity to win a step in, where we take actionable weekly steps to feel lighter and more confident and eat more plants. So my mission is really to help you find a way to eat that is sustainable and enjoyable, because you know it, when you don't enjoy something, you're not going to keep going on the long term. And in order to be healthy, it's not about eating healthy once, it's about eating healthy on a regular basis for the rest of your life. So we got to make it cool and fun and exciting for you, so that you can feel your best, because it is your birthright. You were born on this place, on this earth, to feel good. And it's just some things happen to you, and we're going to talk about it. And it's about just unlearning and peeling off those layers, so that we can go back to the real you that feels good most of the time and can grow and have the impact that you want to have in this planet, whether that's with your business or in different ways. And like I said, I was personally stuck in that cycle of dieting, of like binging, and then feeling guilty for like 10 years. And it has impacted me at so many different levels, at personal level, in my relationships, in my confidence. And I really struggled for those 10 years, like seeing myself in the mirror, even though I am not considered overweight, and I have never been. I was never feeling good about my body and also in my body, and because of binging all the time. And so after these 10 years, I decided to continue looking for a solution. What I thought was different solution were all these different diets, which never worked, and then stumbled upon intuitive eating. And that's when everything started to change with me, because I started looking at a deeper level at my relationship with food, understanding where those patterns came from, and then explore like the science of habits so that I could create like sustainable change in my life. And then decided to start helping others and start helping women like you, because I don't want another woman going through the same process as me of like 10 years of this struggle. And unfortunately, it's like I'm not unique. I know like most women, like 90, I would say 95% of women have those kind of issues, and I don't think that's fair. And so ever since I've created different programs and all this, and I've helped over like 50 women really end their the bad relationship they have with their body, and that dieting cycle, so that they could feel lighter and more energized and wake up and go and do the things that they want to do without being pulled back all constantly by their relationship with food and their body. So my really approach is unique in the fact that I'm combining intuitive eating with also habit science, and so that it makes it easy for you, fun and exciting. Again, for me, life needs to be playful. I play in the kindergarten all the time, but I want to play in all aspects of my life, and I want you to play with your nutrition as well, and bring more light and have a lighter a tone and narrative in your mind around food than you currently have, because it's totally possible. I'm the proof, and the women that I have helped are the proof as well. And I believe that you can do that too. If I did it, you can do it too. So today we're really going to concentrate on looking at what has been preventing you from eating healthy consistently, because first we need to analyze the data before moving forward, right? We need to collect the data, look at your numbers on Instagram, which post is performing better than others, and then you do, and you continue making those posts that work better. So right now we're going to look at the data and what has not been serving you, so that we can scrap that and say, okay, I don't want to go and engage in that anymore, and let's try and do something new, right? So let's look at how you've been behaving. No worries, Mia. I see just dinner is being made in the background. I was repeating. No worries. That's great. I hope it's going to be a delicious dinner. I have mine already prepared for after. So yeah, when we need to look at how you've been behaving so far. So most of the time, right, we set a goal. The goal, same for everyone. We want to eat healthy. So you go out there into the world with your Wonder Woman arms bicep like this, and you're like, yes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go and set that intention to cut out sugar, to do this or that, right? And then because you've been maybe relying on willpower, at some point, that willpower muscle weakens so much that it's ghosting you that day that you need it the most. And you finish by eating that cookie, and maybe a second, and then a third one, and then that guilt goes through your body, and you're like, fuck, I failed again. And I know for a fact, because I've been there too many times. I can count. I can laugh now about it, but it was not very funny when I was in the middle of it. And the thing is that we attach a meaning to that failure, a meaning about ourselves. Yes, I failed, AKA I am a failure, right? And that doesn't feel good. But I want you to know that today, and we are going to change your perspective on that failure and the fact that you're not a failure. And I want to tell you, what if you didn't fail? What if the dieting industry failed you? Have you ever considered that? Because when you look at it, the dieting industry is the only industry where people blame themselves for not getting the result, and they're not blaming the diet. You ask something from Amazon, you buy something from Amazon, it comes broken, it's not working. Are you blaming yourself for it? Probably not, right? You're blaming the Amazon seller. And the thing is with diets, it's so twisted. They made us believe that we are the one who don't have the willpower. We are the one who are broken and are not good enough to follow on their diet, because it's simple. You just need to follow it, right? And so the thing is, like, the diet industry, they know how your mind works. They know about psychology, and you probably don't know exactly how your mind works around food and all this. And that's okay. And I'm here to like open your eyes on this today so that you can stop believing the lies that the diet industry has been feeding you, that there is a quick fix solution. No. Have you ever seen a quick fix solution for anything in your life, for your, like, your business, for growing your business, for for getting like jacked at the gym, like just like doing one workout? No, like it's just not possible. You're not going to be healthy by just taking a pill, right? Like eating like shit and then eating a pill, or just like buying an instrument and put it on your stomach and then have six pack abs. No, doesn't exist. But that's what they're feeding us, and that's with this content and like repetition again and again and again, we start to believe it. And it's not your fault. They're playing on like human psychology at that level and making you believe that, yeah, you need willpower, that if you are motivated enough, you can follow the diet plan. If you don't, then it's your problem. You're the one broken. But all these are lies. And I want you to start looking at this situation, at the past, with an explorer hat. Like I call all my clients explorers. They're not clients, they're not members, they're explorers. So when you are an explorer, you go to a new country right now. Like I would love to go to Thailand, to Phuket, where Morgan is right now. You just put your explorer hat on, and then you're like, okay, I can go left or right. I don't know. I want to go to that like church that I want to visit today. I don't know if it's going to be left or right, but I'm going to try. And then you don't make a meaning out of like the fact that you took the left turn and actually like it led you to another place. You're just like, okay with it, right? And so we need to start looking at just the fact, the data, and not see it as good or bad, just as like numbers, and telling you, okay, this is working or this is not working. This is giving, like, helping me and supporting me towards my goal, or this is not, right? That's it. So you didn't fail. You just tried different thing. And for me, actually, I would see this as I actually succeeding, because it's you, every time you tried something else that didn't work, it's you believing in yourself and loving yourself so much that you want to invest in your health, and you want to find a way to feel better in your body. So for me, it's a win. You've been winning every time. You haven't reached your goal yet. You will, but you've tried. And that shows a lot of dedication on how, the type of person that you are. And so the key here is to really get back to in touch with yourself, because you are born an intuitive eater. Everyone has. Like when you're a baby, you cry when you're hungry, and then you stop when you're full, right? But like eating when we're hungry and stopping when we're full after 10 years of dieting, it's a whole other story, right? It seems very simple, but it's not as simple. But when you were born this way. You were born an intuitive eater. And again, it's about just peeling the layers of like experience and trauma and coming back to who you are at your core. And we've all been fucked up by all these diet rules and become disconnected to our bodies. And those dieting rules, they really mandate what you should be eating, regardless of like your food preferences, your energy needs, your hunger, and anything, right? Like the diet doesn't know anything about you. It's just like a one fits all. And I'm sure that you've realized as well, in any areas of your life, it's really hard to find something that is going to work for everyone, because you are unique and your needs are unique, your preferences are unique. And so who better than yourself to know what is better for you? And then you might be like, oh, but like, I don't know. Like if you've been disconnected, you might not know and have this answer. And this is where I come in. And like, this is the work and like nourishing circle and stuff like that we do, is to like reconnect the dots slowly but surely, so that you can like find yourself again. And so the thing is that when you engage into these dieting rules, they trigger like an inner rebellion, because they are like truly an assault at your personal autonomy and your boundaries, because the diet is telling you, no, don't believe in yourself. Like don't believe in like what your body needs, because like your body has been guiding you towards donuts. So it means your body is bad. Like it's not telling you what you should be eating, but that's not true. And so intuitive eating is really designed to give the power back to you, because right now your power is more in the hand of food, and food has the power over you. And so it's about shifting that again and taking the power that is yours. And there's been like over 100 like research studies that have been done on the benefits of intuitive eating that show like higher self-esteem, better body image, more satisfaction with life overall, optimism and well-being, proactive coping skills, etc. And also like all of this, you see, is like not related to just food. It's like even bigger. And a lot of the time when I introduce intuitive eating to women, they're like, but you know, like I've been like, if you tell me right now I can eat anything I want in any quantity I want, I'm gonna freaking binge and I'm gonna hate myself and I'm gonna hate you. And I'm like, yes, I understand where you come from. And this is where like it's your current relationship that you have with food. And again, you were not born this way, you were taught. This is like a learned pattern that you've like reinforced over the years again and again and again. And it's about understanding it. And once you understand it, then it's about replacing it. And that's what we're going to do. And so that's why the concept that I came up with, that I told you, to become an explorer, and that's I have been like introducing in Nourishing Circle and with all my clients, is what really changed everything for me in my life. Once I became an explorer for not just for my food, but all aspects of my life. The thing is that right now you have a lot of judgment about yourself, right? And about the food that you eat and about your body. But when you are an explorer and you bring that curiosity, and that's why I created the hashtag Eat Curiously, you cannot be both at the same time. You can't be judging yourself and be curious about yourself at the same time. It's just not possible. You can't have like two different thoughts at the same time in your brain. Maybe one after another, yes, but not at the same time. And so when you start progressively to be more curious and like bring that curiosity, and like, if you remember just one thing from this workshop, just like be curious. Next time you're judgmental, be curious. Why am I judgmental, right? And so to replace that judgment with the curiosity, plus pairing it with taking small actionable steps, is what is going to create that transformation for you. And we're going to go deeper into like different segments of like today, going into what has been stopping, like what has been preventing you from eating healthy, and then we'll go into like the science of habits in a second workshop on Wednesday. So that's really like when I made that connection from like all the different like learnings that I've had over the past, that when I combine intuitive eating and I realized that it is the most way to heal my relationship with food and my body, and to nourish my body with what it needs without ever having to rely on any external like sources, is like I felt free, and I want you to feel that freedom too. So today, are you ready? Put your explorer hat on, because we're gonna go and dive into it. You can go to Cancun, you can go to Thailand, you can go anywhere you want. We're going inward. You can be sitting on any beach in the world, but we're going inward right now. And so again, I'm going to be prompting you with questions, but if you're not answering them, you're not gonna do the work, and you're not gonna go through that transformation. So I invite you to do that. And if you don't have the time today to complete everything, that's fine. Just like I will send you an email with like the recap of all the prompts. So don't worry, you don't have to like write everything down for the questions. I will send them to you just right after the call, and they will be on the website as well. So be at peace with this. I've got you. So like I said, what's preventing us from eating healthy is not the food necessarily that we eat, what we eat, but like the relationship that we have with it. And today we're going to explore that diet culture. Have you ever heard of that term, diet culture? Or just maybe you have heard like about diets, but not diet culture? Yeah. A few of you about the diet culture. So diet culture basically is like the set of belief that value thinness, appearance, shape above health and well-being, basically. And in addition to that, like the concept of diet culture, like they place importance on restricting calories, on normalizing negative self-talk, on labeling food as good and bad, that health equates to thinness, like to a specific body type, and they encourage you to follow external rules about what to eat, when to eat, and how much to eat, and uses also movement as a form of like punishment. Like if I ate too much, I should like work out a bit more, right? Like always thinking about the calorie counting and stuff like that. And we don't really realize it, but that relationship that we have with food is, again, is not ours. It has been borrowed from many different sources. It's a learned judgment that we have. It's the learned relationship that we have, and we can reframe it. And the thing I like to give you as a metaphor is like, you can see your brain as like different crevasses, right? And like you can see, for example, if we are traveling, we're going to the Grand Canyon. Never been. I wish to go one day. If anybody wants to come with me, let me know. And the canyon, right? There are like deep crevices, and they've been formed by millions and millions of years of like the water, like the rain falling down into these crevices, right? And it's just like that in our brain. The patterns that you have in your brain about your relationship with food, depending on how many years you've been subjected by diet culture, like I'm pretty sure we've been all since we were born, whether that's through like the diet culture itself or like through the people, and we're gonna dive into that. It's been like ingrained so much that it's just such a deep pattern. And when you want to create a new pattern in your brain, you're gonna start at like ground zero. And so that crevasse is right here, and at the ground zero, the new habit is here. And like, you're just going to going once through it, like raining on it one time is not going to make it as deep as the other one that you've practiced millions of times. And so it's going to be easy to like just glide and go back to the old pattern. And so we need to know that it is normal to fall off the wagon in that circumstances. And I'm going to teach you like how to make sure that you stay in that lane and not fall down in the big one in like another workshop. But today I want to ask you first question: who or what influenced you the most in adopting diet culture mentality? So think family members, friends, social media, what type of content you've been not digesting. I don't have the word. Consuming all food related words. Can be anything. Like start thinking when you were a kid, like as soon as you can remember, the earliest memories you have about the patterns you have like around like your food and your relationship to it. I'm going to give you a minute. I'm going to continue with the second question. And it's okay if you didn't have time to go deeper. I really invite you to continue digging into it past the workshop, and you have like 2 days in between each workshop to have the time to do that. The second question is, how has diet culture shaped your relationship with your relationship with food and your body, right? Now that you know where it comes from, like let's explore how it affected specifically your relationship with food, the belief you have around food, and your behavior around food, and also your body. Like, what do you believe about your body right now that you think has been subject by diet culture? these are pretty deep questions. So I'm like bombarding you with like, boom, go and figure that out now. So it's okay if it's hard for you, or if you feel like a sense of like, no, I don't want to explore that, or it feels like weird, or it's not a nice sensation. It's totally normal to experience that. And I just want you to be aware and again, curious. Okay, maybe if you feel this way, maybe this is meaning something, right? There's a meaning behind why like you feel this way. And it's the only way to get to the other side is to get through. And so it might be uncomfortable, but maybe you can like take some time afterwards, create a nice environment around yourself, light a candle, whatever makes you feel more comfortable, and then explore it. It's the quality of your life also depends on the quality of questions that you ask yourself. And that's what my mission is with you, is to ask you some of this question that you might have never asked yourself before. And the next question would be, how do you typically, what do you typically do or say to yourself when you don't follow through a diet or, you know, a healthy eating intention? Because you don't need to go on a diet to be actually using the diet rules, as we've seen. You can create your own diet in your mind. So when you set that intention of eating healthy, when you look back, how do you typically respond? Like, what are the train of thoughts that are triggered? The belief, do you make it a meaning about yourself? Like we talked about like before, I failed, so I'm a failure. Like I'm not good enough. I definitely did that. And it's totally normal. Just be completely honest. You don't have to share these answers with anyone. It's more than that, you are honest with yourself. And now ask yourself, how would you react if it were a friend telling you that? So I'm your friend today, and I'm telling you, okay, I really wanted to eat healthy in 2022. I started off well, but last week I screwed up. I ate the whole day on Saturday, could not stop. I ate ice cream, cookies, like brioche, everything. And I feel like crap. What do you tell me in that situation? And is there a difference between your personal inner dialogue and the way that you talk to me, your friend? And it's totally normal to have a tendency to be harsher on ourselves, right? And it's important to start cultivating a compassion towards oneself. And this doesn't happen overnight, right? Like, it's gonna take time and practice. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you like the diet culture has been, and telling you, yeah, just be kind to yourself. Like, it's not like me telling you that you should be kind that you're gonna start being kind to yourself. There's a process behind it, and there is repetition and being surrounded by the right people as well. But at least we're bringing you awareness. The first step to change is awareness. So we're already making progress today. The next question would be, how might things change if you started to respond kindly to yourself? Like the way you would typically respond to a close friend who is struggling. When I say things, like, how is that impacting, your relationship with food and your body, but how is it affecting other areas of your life? And matter of fact, the next question as well is like, if you want to dig into this, like right now, if you look at your circumstances with the narrative that you have in your mind about yourself, your body, your relationship with food, we think it's affecting us at one level, but it is affecting us at every level. How is this self-judgment narrative affecting your social life? How is it affecting your eating behavior? How is it affecting your mind and your mood? How is it affecting your business? How is it affecting like your body, the physical consequences? Right? It's been proven time and time again, 80 to 95% of people who go on a diet, they put the weight back on. That's the data. Of course, the diet industry doesn't want you to know that, but I'm sure that if you've done the experiment with yourself, you probably notice it. And you're freaking low in energy because you're not eating what your body needs. So it's like lose, lose, lose. And for me, when I used to binge, like I would like do that in the afternoon, and then the rest of my afternoon, like scrap it. Like I was not working. Like I was just like being couch potato, and I was watching Netflix, and then I was feeling bad about myself, and I was not making progress about my business, and and that impacted my mood and how I felt about myself, about my purpose in life. Fuck, like I this type of days. So my goal is for you to, it's not that we can avoid completely those days, but we can definitely reduce this amount of days. And the thing is that what we eat is affecting, and the relationship that we have with food and our body is affecting us at every level. It's just that we don't look at it because it doesn't feel good to realize that. But I'm here to make you uncomfortable, because when you're uncomfortable, you're learning something new and you're making a change. But I'm making you uncomfortable in a comfortable situation, like in a comfortable setting. So the next question would be, how much time and money have you spent on the pursuit of weight loss? What crazy things were marketed very well to you and that you bought? How many like juice cleanse that cost freaking hundreds of dollars did you do? But also, like, what did you buy in terms of like clothing that maybe you would not have bought if you were comfortable in your body? Any sorts of like money, but mostly time, because time you can't make more of. Money, you can grow your business, make more money, like there's endless amount of money in the world, but time is our most precious resource. And right now it's been hijacked by the diet culture with all those self-negative talk that you have. And this is like, this was at least impacting me every day, every single day. When it was time to eat, when I was seeing myself in the mirror, when I like, it affected my whole day when I looked at the weight on the scale and it was not something I wanted. And the truth is that it's hijacking a lot of our time. And what if you got that time back? What could you do? What would be possible if you had that time back? Now you need to tap into your imagination. And I'm just giving you like extra hours in your day. What are you doing with this day, with those hours that turn into days that can turn into years? And that's when I have a regret to not know about intuitive earlier in my life, because I wasted 10 years of my life on this. I didn't choose to waste those 10 years. The diet culture took it from me, and they're taking this time and these years from you as well. So it's that time you regain that power. And the thing is that when we do something, it's truly because at a deep level, we believe it's serving us. And it's usually that it's serving us in the instant, because we are wired as humans for instant gratification. And so if you decide after this workshop to like keep believing that diet is serving you, like what is like really the secondary gain for you to keep like holding on to this pattern? Sometimes we're like, yeah, but now it sounds silly. Like, why am I holding to this pattern? Like, I don't even, like, it's like bullshit. Like, it's not serving me. But then you will see yourself maybe continuing by obeying by these principles, because it's not going to change like this. So it's your brain at a deeper level that believes that it's serving you at some level. You know, everyone is the same. We all love like a routine, and we want to have like a predicted future, and we want to know that, yes, for sure we're going to get there. And like right now, your body and your mind feels comfortable having food rules because you've been operating for a long time with it. It's like, I'm telling you, tomorrow you need to move to this stranger house, and you're like, fuck no, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't even know who is living there. I don't know if the house is going to be nice, if it's going to have a NutriBullet and an air fryer. Like, so your brain likes like keeping you safe. And that's one way it's keeping you safe. But I'm telling you that so that you're aware of it. So look deeper. Next time you see yourself going into this pattern, it's like, why am I keeping on doing this? What's the secondary gain right now? And so the last question is, considering your dieting history and the subsequent impact on your weight, on your eating behavior, on your social life, on your mental state, on your business, what would be some good reason for you to let go of dieting once and for all? Feel free to share these, the answer of the last question in the chat if you want to. Nothing is mandatory with me. All right, I want to be mindful of the time. I'm going to go over like 5 minutes and that's it, because we started at like past 5, I think, of recording. So I hope that you realize that like that change, first and foremost, start with the awareness, right? You can't change something that you're not aware of. Like maybe a lot of the things that I've shared with you today, you were not aware of. Nobody ever taught you that. And that's my mission. My mission is to empower you with that knowledge. And the thing that changed doesn't stop at awareness, right? Like once we have the awareness, then that's like, for me, the first step is like notice and bring that curious awareness to it. Second one is to explore with your hat, goggles, whatever you want, and explore different strategies. And for that, you need to gain that knowledge on how to do this differently. And then the third step is to act and put into practice what you've learned. So today we've been doing the first step, awareness, and also a little bit of knowledge, like second exploration part, right? And so now that you have that awareness, keep bringing it on into your life. Whenever you see a pattern around food, this week, I never put rules on anything, but like right now, this week, I just decided one rule is you don't get to be judgmental about yourself. You only get to be curious, just for 1 week. I'm just asking you to do this for 1 week. When it comes to food and to your body, you remember you can't be curious and judgmental at the same time. Just be curious. Just ask yourself why. Why am I behaving this way? Why do I believe this about my body? Like if you don't like Your tummy, when you look at it in the mirror, ask yourself, why do I not like my tummy? Was I born hating my tummy? Probably not, right? It came from somewhere, and it didn't come from you. So the rule is to bring that curiosity. Just bring that curiosity again and again when you see a pattern. A pattern is just like a signal. It's like an alarm bell sent by your body or by the universe or by whatever you want it to call. It's just a signal. And it's about distinguishing and being aware of that signal, and then exploring it with this curious awareness. So again, we've like started shaking the foundations of your house. Like for me, the house like is a good metaphor of like your current like your current belief system, and all this is like the different like walls of your house set on a very strong foundation, the foundation of like how you think about yourself, your relationship with food, and all this. This foundation is fucking rock solid because like you've been like practicing it and like believing in this for many years. So now we're gonna go with like the big tools, and we're like gonna freaking explode that foundation, and we're like breaking it down, and like we're building a new house from scratch. It's fun. I hope you like DIY. And you're gonna get to paint the walls, choose the color of the kitchen, which appliances, and everything. We get to choose, and you're gonna take that power back, right? And this is what we're doing. This is an inner work that we're doing, and we're challenging those limiting beliefs, and so that you can transform into really your best self, and that's point of play, like that place where you actually love yourself fully for who you are, no matter what you look, and no matter how you feel. You bring that love to yourself, and know that you deserve deeply to feel good in your body. So this is all for us today. The question again will be sent to you right now via email, so you can continue exploring on your own at your own time, chill peacefully. And if you have any questions, just like send it in the chat in Instagram. If you're not in the chat because you don't have Instagram, just send me an email. And remember to share what was your biggest takeaway today in the chat on Instagram, to have the opportunity to chance like a scholarship for Nourishing Circle. And next call will be on Wednesday, same time, same Zoom, same. And we are going to talk about the second part and the third part of like exploration and taking action, going through like the science of habits. And if it's something that you've never really explored before, it's normal that you don't know how to set like a habit that is going to be sustainable, right? We all think like, oh, it's enough to just like put it on paper, like I'm going to do this at that time. Like, no, it takes a bit more than that. And there is a science behind it. And I'm so passionate about it. I've taken the time to invest in it and make sure to like share it with you in a very simple and fun way, so that you don't have to go and like do all that exploration on your own, and save you that time. So we're going to go through that. I'll stop talking right now. It's been 1 hour. I've been talking. If you want to share what was like your biggest breakthrough already, to like process through it today, I'd love to hear it now. You can write it, you can say it out loud, just raise your hand. But of course, no pressure. You don't have to. Go for it, Marine.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks a lot, Ines, for the first session. I really love it. It's a lot of information. And even though I knew what was intuitive eating, I really love that there is a lot of questions that we can work on, because I think, there's like some that we haven't thought about. And I'm like, yeah, like, what was my first relationship? And now I'm thinking of my mom doing all these thousands of, diets. And so it's like kind of connecting the dots and thinking of things that you kind of have forgotten maybe, or were not aware. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. So I'm gonna keep on journaling a little bit and reflecting.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Yes, I know it is action-packed and it's like a lot of information, but I promise you, we're going through a transformation during this week, and I'm like making sure that I'm giving you all the tools and the information required for you to get to that transformation. So I'm not going to tell you that by the end of the workshop, you're going to be a whole new person and like you're going to start eating healthy 100% of the time. No, we're starting the journey together at least. So thank you, Mine. Mia, you wanted to share?
Yeah, two things came up for me. One was when you were talking about those influence from diet culture, I realized that I have always sort of bought into the diets that are like scientific, like the CSIRO and like Michael Mosley, and there's all this sort of evidence behind what's the ultimate thing for your age and stage. And yeah, I find that curious. And the other thing that came up as well was when I was thinking around like what I don't follow through with intentions and what sort of trips me up is the relationship between food and money and how much healthy food costs and the stories, the things I tell myself about how much I can spend on food or what feels outrageous. So I think that's going to be interesting to explore.
That's really good. Like many things coming up, and it's the answers. I don't have them. Like you have your answers, and it's just about keeping being curious and keeping asking those type of questions. And we're here together so that I can support you in finding like the questions, because at the beginning it can be like, what the fuck do I ask myself? So great job, Mia. Thank you so much for sharing. Anybody else wants to share? Yes, Morgan?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much, Ines, for sharing all of that. It's amazing because it resonates a lot with what I do, and specifically when you are talking to us and questioning us, there are so many people struggling with those issues, and especially women, as you said, and I think what you're doing is just amazing. So thanks for sharing that in such a simple words and kind and yeah, like a lot of things. So thank you. And one thing that I really liked that you said is that a pattern is just a signal, and we need to explore whatever we have with curious awareness. And that's what I'm intending to do this week, and doing a parallel with not just food, but my lifestyle, basically. So thanks a lot. Yeah.
You're so welcome, Morgan. Thank you so much. And yeah, knowing that you're in the same field and knowing that type of work, I know that you resonate, and it's really powerful, and something that I see again and again in my clients that I support over medium or long term, is that the teaching of like intuitive eating, this principle of just being curious, it can be applied to any aspects of your life, and it's going to improve any aspects of your life where you put that curiosity. Because, for example, I realized at the end of the year, last year, I was like, fuck, I'm a hypocrite. Like I'm teaching people to be kind to themselves all the time. And I do it in terms of my health and like all aspects of my life, but one, my business. When it came to my business, I was like making a meaning out of the outcome that I was getting. And I was being such a bad boss. And I was like attributing like the failure of like my strategy to like me being a failure. And I was like, what? And so when you start like just being curious and bring that same principles to on other aspects of your life, is like unlocking like a different dimension of yourself. It's like you're like, man, like now I can, like, you learn the tools how to like really master your mind, master yourself. And that's what I'm really passionate about. Like it goes way beyond food, but we start with food and then we trickle in other areas of our life. So yeah, thank you again. Anybody else? Oh, good. I want to make sure I respect your time. Thank you so much for coming here and doing the work together. And I can't wait to see what is going to come up with you. Please share as much as you feel comfortable with, but know that when you share something, it's inspiring another person in the Instagram group to do the work, and also to maybe learn something about themselves, that they're seeing a pattern in yourself that actually they have had, they're having, but were not aware that they were having, if that makes sense. Like, just sharing, this is the power of the community. So really make sure that you use the community as much as possible. Ask any questions that come up for you personally in the chat, because if you have a question, somebody else probably having it too. So again, thank you so much. Have an amazing rest to your day, night, morning, whatever it is on this beautiful world. And I'll see you in the chat, and next Wednesday, same time, same place, for the second part of the workshop. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ines.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're so
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.